Hi, welcome to my workshop. My name's Darren, and continuing on with our series on joints, this one's going to be the first video on mortise and tenons. I'm going to break the mortise and tenons down into 2 or 3 videos because there's just so many ways to make a mortise and tenon. They are definitely one of the most versatile joints in woodworking, very strong. And so without further ado, let's have a look at the first one off the rank. We're going to start with the open mortise and tenon because it's one of the easiest to make, especially if you have a tenoning jig, because you can use it for both. Us woodworkers have our own rule of thirds, not to be confused with the photography one. When making a mortise and tenon, the tenon is typically 1/3 the width of the wood. This is a fairly reliable way to do it. Obviously you can vary these on your needs, but that's a great rule of thumb. So let's have a look at what we've got here. Okay, so our wood's 15.47 millimeters thick. So we'll just go with a nice easy 5mm tenon. I've shown you this before. This is the Bridge City Centre fighting jig. You don't have to use that. You can just measure in with another ruler if you want, but I'm going to use this because I've got it and because it's awesome. So I'm going to set myself a 5mm offset on the back here for my tenon. So what that does is that offsets scoring point 2.5mm from the centre now, so which will give me a 5mm tenon in the middle. So here we go. I'm just going to scribe that. Which scribe am I using? The front one. Alrighty. And the same on the other side. No, that is indeed 5mm. Fantastic. Okay, that's a bit hard for you to see. Let me get a pencil and rub a pencil in that groove. I think that's the only reason I carry a pencil anymore, is so you guys can see what I'm doing. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so that's that laid out. We'll do the same on the sides, and we'll repeat that on the other piece of wood. So there we go. We're just going to go. This is going to be our mortise piece. As you can see, the mortise is all coloured in with a pencil there. This is our tenon piece. We're going to cut our tenon last, just so as we can make sure it fits the mortise perfectly. It should do, because we've measured it out and we've got these nice lines here, so as long as we don't go over our lines, we should be good. One more thing I'm going to do, and you don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it. But if you are going to do this, remember to leave the extra length in your piece of timber to allow for the right size of your project. And that is, I'm going to cut this slightly deeper than it needs to be, probably by 2 to 3mm. And the reason for that is, once it's all together, I can trim the ends off, and it'll all come out nice and neat and look like a good fit at the end. It's a good thing to do with something like pine, because pine's quite prone to chip out. I don't think we'll get any chip out, but we will see. You may remember this from the previous video. This is the tenoning jig we made. I'm going to use that for making our mortise. We're going to, like I said, we're going to do our mortise first. Pop that in there like so, right up against the edge, hard down against the table, and clamp it in place. Down and down, here we go. Okay, I've lined the blade up ready for our first cut. Yeah, you can see I've got the blade just inside of the cut line. So at the moment, this should produce a mortise that's too tight. Okay, so this is an open mortise. As you can see, it's cut all the way through, leaving it open at the sides. It's a lot easier to make, but we do lose a bit of strength in this direction. But if you wait around to the end, I'll show you a method to make it much stronger, and as strong as it would ever need to be. So as you can see here, all zoomed in, I'm cutting less than a full blade width off the edge. The blade's going to stick out on this side of the cut, and that'll give us nice clean shoulders. If we cut in too much, we'll end up with a thin strip of wood here, just sort of hanging on by a thread, and then it'll snap off, and we won't have that nice clean shoulder. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. It's left a nice clean shoulder on there. So now we're going to spin it round and do the other side. Okay, that's our shoulders done, and as mentioned, I've gone a couple of mil extra, so as we'll get a bit of overlap here that we can trim up at the end. Now I'm just going to shave this down until we're very close to the line, and we'll do a test fit. Okay, so as you can see, that is an excellent joint there. Look at that. And that's held together at the moment, no glue, extremely quick. And if you've only got one or two to do, so much better than setting up another sort of jig. It's just very fast way to make a tenon. Okay, now you can see I did leave my overlaps as I mentioned, so we can trim those down on either end, and that'll give us a nice sort of a fit. This sort of joint would be particularly good if your weight was on this piece, pushing down. But as mentioned, I said I'd show you a way to strengthen it up. So before we go trimming off our edges, I'll show you what I meant. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a pegged mortise and tenon. We're going to peg this. All right, so I'm just going to make a little mark here where the two join. Take that off, and then from that little mark, I'm going to draw a 45-degree line across the board. Now, you don't have to be this exact. In fact, you could be very random about this if you wanted to. All right, so what kind of length have we got here? 90, so let's come in 25 from either end. 25. Can you see that? I am making that hard to see. So we're just going to come in 25 from either end here. Again, this doesn't have to be exact, it really doesn't, but it looks neater if you put in some effort. And I've already made a 25 there. So what we're going to just do is we're going to put our joint back together, go over to the drill press and drill a couple of 6mm holes through there. Now, unfortunately, one of the traps of this game is every now and then you lose a piece of footage. And I've lost one where I drilled my dowel holes here. But, you know, I brought it over to the drill press and I just drilled 2 holes. One there, both 6mm in diameter. I've got myself a couple of dowels here. So we're just going to, perhaps a little bit too much glue here. That's all right, I can scrape a bit off and pop that on the other side. Now, this is something you don't normally have access to when you do a dowel, is the very middle of your hole. So we can get in there now, get some glue in the middle of our hole. Okay, and then we just push our joint back together, like so. I do like to put a little bit of glue on my dowels. That makes sure the glue gets all the way through the joint. Alright, let's find myself a hole in the bench so I can knock that in all the way through and out the other side I want it to go. Put that in the same spot. Okay, so my dowels have come right through the other side now, and that's like that. And now that, even before the glue is dried, is incredibly strong. I am tugging on that it's not coming apart. Now, of course, you can do this, and often it's worth the while on any mortise and tenon having a peg. Unless, of course, you want to take it apart again. And you could do it with just one dowel if you like. You could do it with 4 or 5. Don't get carried away and weaken your joint. Don't drill it full of holes like Swiss cheese. I think 2's enough. And if you do it with an alternated coloured dowel, you can get that sort of an effect like I have on my mallet, which I think looks quite good. Okay, that's had more than long enough to dry. Let's finish it off. Okay, so let's have a closer look at that joint. As you can see, it's come out very nice. It was a lot easier to make than a regular mortise and tenon, and it is very, very strong. So there we are. In my opinion, the easiest way to do a mortise and tenon joint. Open mortises are very quick, tenons are tenons, but there you go. Very quick and easy joint to make. Strong enough for most things without the pegs. You can do them that way if you like. With the dowels, of course, that just increases the strength exponentially. There's no pulling this apart now. There really isn't. You would snap the timber before you would do anything else now. So highly recommended, easy to make. Hopefully this video has been of some help. I will cover more joints in upcoming videos, especially the old mortise and tenon. There are so many ways to make them. Have a great day, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.